Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a strange light moving across the bay at this Hell Beach. Got this other, they call it a shapeshifter, but it looks like, one of these humanoid objects or creatures or whatever you want to call it floating around in the sky. This has been filmed many times. This is out of India. It's just a strange light in the sky. And same with this. This is a different video, but something very, very similar. And I'm not too sure where this one is out of, though. I can't recognize this language here. Also have this video of an interview that was being given of George St. Pierre. And while he's giving his interview, this little UFO appears in the background and then disappears. I got this article here about emails that show Navy UFO patents went through significant internal review, resulted in a demo. And this is in relation to my last video that I made. I had some links to these patents that I initially didn't think they were real, but someone pointed out that if they're on that Google website, that they have to be real. So that's pretty amazing. Yeah, apparently we have the ability to teletransport. Anyways, these are some very interesting images that I found off this website, Daily Mysteries. Look at this face. Now, whether this is meant to be this way, coincidence, and it's just, pareidolia, whatever. I mean, I know our brains are designed to see faces and things, but this is, I don't think we have to look to see it. It's pretty apparent. Let's see, and I have this video here of Colonel Phillip Corso. He talks about recovering craft saucers. He was the guy in charge of recovering craft saucers, taking apart the component and then handing it out to different companies who were then given the patents to profit off of it. But he talks about that here. He also talks about how these ships are made and how some of the grays, which were specifically designed to work with these ships, because apparently the ships are some kind of organic matter that works in conjunction with the alien grays, which are also organic clones. I also have this video. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this video in a previous video that I've done, but this is Clifford Stone at the 2001 disclosure project given by Dr. Stephen Greer, where he discusses the 57 different types of alien species that our government has categorized up to this point. So talks about that. So anyways, let me go to the beginning here. Now this video, I kind of feel like I might have done this video before. Yeah, I've played so many of these videos. It's all just becoming one giant database of footage in my head. Look at this thing move across. Yeah, that's definitely not a light. It's not a bird. It's not a drone. Look at that, stops perfectly. And then, I don't want to bore you with this, but it just sits there for almost a minute. Let's see. And watch what it does. Let me go back to what happens. Okay, so check this out. After it sits for a while, look at that. Gone. How many videos do people have to see of objects like this before we realize we're not alone? All of these encounters we're having are not from visitors. For sure, some of them are. Let me put that out front. With the number of stars out there, with the number of possibilities, and the fact that our planet is supposed to be sort of like a zoo, I am almost positive. Yes, there are, on occasion, some UFOs that are coming from other dimensions, other galaxies, just for a quick look-see. and then maybe they go to another planet and examine or land or whatever. But I believe that the majority of the UFOs that are military encounters, that the Russian military encounters, especially underwater, when they're encountering formations of UFOs, I think those are our neighbors just conducting whatever routine activities they happen to be conducting, and we occasionally run into them. Or, you know what? Maybe some of them come out to check us out. In the same way, we have pilots who can just jump into a plane and, fly recreationally. Maybe they have a certain segment of their population that is also allowed to hop into, faster than light craft and come and check us out, or travel out into space. But again, same thing with us. And, in the same way, not every person in our population has the ability or the permission to fly in the skies. Maybe some of these alien cultures are the same way. Maybe not everyone. Maybe the people who are allowed to use the crafts, are only doing it with special permission. Who knows? I certainly don't know. But anyways, let me go to this next one here. Shape shifters are here. Let me go full screen on this one. Yeah, look at this guy. This video here is very similar to so many other videos of, what looks like a humanoid. Yeah, of course, this is a Reddit video, and it stopped on me again. I think it has something to do with this Brave. I'm using a Brave browser, and yeah, definitely has issues, because if I go to Safari, I'm able to play these videos all the way through, but I like using Brave. So anyways, let me go on to this next video. This is a UFO spotted in Kanpur, India. Now, this is from August 27th. Let me go full screen, because again, this is something that's, it's not easy to make out what it is. I mean, this is good. He gives us a wide shot, so we kind of get an idea of size and relationship here. Again, yeah, and this, I'm sure because it's nighttime, his if he's using a cell phone camera, or yes, if he's using his cell phone, it's not going to be easy for him to focus in on this thing. But essentially, this is it right here. I mean, I have to hunt around this video to find, really, that's probably the best shot you're going to get in focus. You can definitely see that it's not a bird. It's not, just a drone. It's definitely a strange light, illumination. Very similar to this one here. Now, this one was taken on, or it was uploaded May 13th of this year. And like I said, I'm not too sure. I don't recognize this language here. Oh, is it Spanish? Or no, maybe it's Portuguese. We definitely don't need to hear that music. And I think, yeah, this is a different UFO. Yeah, I guess that's it. This is that's all they show in this video. Not much, kind of boring, but I'll leave a link anyways. You want to check it out. Okay, now this video, like I said, this is an interview. I'm not too sure when this was. This is oh yeah, it was just recently uploaded, December 17th. Okay, let's check this out. This is I'm pretty sure this is an older interview though, but you see this object right here in the top right corner. Let me go to the beginning, because yeah, it just suddenly appears there. Let me turn this music down. Look at that thing. It just appeared. Now watch it disappear.
It's actually amazing, man. What do you think about it? Man, I think it's gonna be great. It's a really insight in my personal life.
Do you see that? It just disappeared. Okay, here, look, they're going to do a close-up on this. Look at yeah, it just suddenly appears. And, and looking at this footage, if this object were layered into, this original footage, you would be able to see. There would be a definite, outline, a definitive outline. Whatever this object is, it's definitely there. Yeah, this is not, an object that was put into this footage after. Because like I said, yeah, you can see all the pixels around it. They're all the same, and then it just disappears. And George St. Pierre is a believer in UFOs, because if I'm not mistaken, he talked about it on one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, where yeah, he's a big believer, and I think they even mentioned it here. They mentioned it here. I never talked about aliens. I talked about non-identified flying objects. And if you don't believe me, one day I was in Albuquerque with Rashad Evans and Mike Van Arsdale, a fighter called Alejandro. He's a Mexican guy, and also Ali Abdelaziz. I believe he managed Frankie Edgar. And we're all in the car, and you could ask any one of those guys. We were in a car in Albuquerque, New Mexico on the highway, and we saw a UFO all together. I believe him. Anyways, I'll leave a link. Okay, now this here, email shows Navy's UFO patents went through significant internal review, resulted in a demo. The more we learn about the bizarre inventions Dr. Salvador Pais patented on behalf of the Navy, the more questions we have. Now, I had posted some links to a patent to a UFO, or to a site that's how to UFO, how to build a UFO, and also a patent, or a link to a patent on a human teleportation system. And yeah, I was informed that those are real. And apparently, according to this article here, they have a working demo. The War Zone continues to dig into the bizarre U.S. Navy patent authored by enigmatic inventor Dr. Salvador Pais. I think that's how you say his last name, and the seemingly unusual circumstances of their approval by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. As part of our investigation, we recently obtained a tranche of internal emails from Navy Air Systems Command, or NAVAIR, which appears to have been sent between Pais and personnel in different NAVAIR offices. While the Navy's exotic energy production patents remain as mysterious as ever, these emails add to the backstory surrounding the inventions of Salvador Pais and suggest that the patents went through a more rigorous internal evaluation process than was previously known. The emails also seem to indicate that the research program that emanated from the patents did in fact result in an experimental demonstration of some sort. So yeah, look at this. We have the TR-3B. I think there's enough videos of it out there, and the patents are out there. Yeah, come on, we need to quit playing stupid. We need to quit playing like we don't know things. We have conquered gravity. All the evidence is here. And yeah, and again, and to the people who are still crying about disclosure, like how is a head of state coming out, let's say tomorrow, and announcing that UFOs are real going to change the credibility of any of this information that has already come out? And you'd have to also realize that if the President of the United States has to be given permission to reveal the existence of aliens, then you must realize that they are not in charge. That the office of the president does not have the top secret clearance or enough clearance to be read in to all of this information. And even then, they're only going to reveal as much information. Again, and when I say they, these are the people who are at a higher level than the office of the President of the United States, because they determine if the president will be read in. Because from my understanding, someone like Jimmy Carter wasn't read in because they didn't think that he would withhold the information. Whereas someone like George H. Bush, who was a former CIA director, like he was definitely read into it, because they knew that he would keep the secret. So these they, when I say they, it's a private corporation that controls this whole segment. It's not the office of the President of the United States. But anyways, let me go to this interesting photo here. This is the face of Harakbut, possible guardian of the mythical city of El Dorado. El Dorado is a legendary city said to have been an advanced technology civilization on Earth. For centuries, hundreds of people unsuccessfully searched for that city that mythology describes as made of gold. Those who suppose that the myth reflects a concrete reality suggest that the city of Paititi, El Dorado, and its riches are probably found in the mountainous jungles of southeastern Peru and the department of Madre de Dios. Wow, look at that. So now, is this really meant to be a face, or is this just a coincidence and our brain's desire to see faces? Is that why this is? Is that why this looks like a face? This is a face. There's no doubt about that. But now, was it meant to be that way? Did somebody purposely do this? Wow, that's a good question, but I will leave a link in the description. Okay, this video here, I included this because there were some people in the comments who were asking about, like, where are these UFOs made? And I also got into a discussion with someone about all of the technology that we currently have. I've always learned that, like, all of our modern conveniences all came about after 1947 or in the 1950s, which was after the 1947 Roswell crash. If you look at the way technology advanced within our civilization, we first were able to conquer fire, right? Thousands of years, not literally thousands and thousands of years go by before the next great leap in technology, which was the wheel. Right, the invention of the wheel, and then thousands of years go by before the next great leap in technology, which is the ability to smelt iron. And then literally thousands and thousands of years go by before the next great leap in technology, which is conquering electricity. So we conquer electricity, and then, we enter into the Industrial Revolution. The United States is formed. We go through the 1900s. Basically just trudging along with electricity. And then think about how after 1950, all of the modern conveniences, we have the integrated circuit, the microprocessor, LED light, stealth technology, microwave technology. And the list goes on. And according to this man here, Phillip J. Corso, he was the guy in charge of recovering alien craft, crashed alien saucers, and taking apart the components that he felt we could utilize. So let's listen to what he has to say here.
These people, because somebody like me has never been out like this, and after being in the military, you don't go out and give interviews and write books and things like. Because when we gave the information out, we gave it out and insisted they take the patents. But also we put a little bit of a requirement on that. Feed it back to us for the competitive edge of the Army. Take the patents, make all the money you want, but give it to the American people and give it to the world. The Japanese, they interviewed me, and I told them when we put the integrated circuit out, we also gave it to you.
Okay, let's see. I want to jump also to this here where he talks about the occupants.
It is really almost a biological type of biological structure because the extraterrestrial fits in it, but made with a little more strength that's needed in the extra. Remember, these cloners that made these things made them in a way where they would fit in what they wanted to fit in. The ship itself is maybe a biological type structure because of the cell and the atom structure. But it's all created with more strength because it has to resist more. This being is protected in a way. Now, when this being comes in this world, he will wear a suit, skin-tight suit, which we found. His skin is atomically aligned, and his suit is atomically aligned. That's to repel radiation and harmful effects, even cosmic action.
Okay, now, he's only describing one species of aliens. Now, I know, I don't know if I'm not too sure if it's an American thing or just a human thing, but we love to categorize large groups of individuals into one monolithic block, like we do with the voting blocks, right? We have the African Americans, we have the white working class, we have the Latinos, we have the Asians, right? We don't distinguish the fact that within each of those groups, there's a variety of thoughts and beliefs. And apparently with the alien races, it's the same way. When people talk about aliens, they are not one monolithic block. There are many different varieties of aliens. And here, this is Clifford Stone. This was from the Disclosure Project. This took place on November 1st, 2001 at the National Press Club. It was given by Dr. Stephen Greer. And he describes the 57 different species that our government has categorized. Let me play this here.
I could, but it would probably take a whole lot of time. The reason I state that, when I got out in 1989, we had cataloged 57 different species. You have individuals that look very much like you and myself that could walk among us and you wouldn't even notice the difference, except for some of the things that they might be able to go ahead, even in a dark room, and touch an object and go ahead and identify what color that object might be. They would have a heightened sense of smell, sight, hearing. The situation is that you have various types of what we normally call grays. We didn't call them grays in the military, but you had at least three types of the grays. You had some that were much taller than we were. The unique thing that I'd like to point out for the most part is that the entities that we did catalog were in fact humanoid.
That's all I want to play of this. I'll definitely leave the link in the description. But he also goes on to talk about how these alien species have different levels of intelligence and different levels of technology. Some of these species have craft that have to land on the planet. A door opens up and they walk out. Others have crafts that have teleportation. They can float up and down. Others have the ability to appear and disappear. So there's a whole variety of alien species. And, I'm a firm believer that most of the crafts that we see are from our neighbors, from the advanced species that we share the planet with. But like these guys say, there are definitely other alien species who are coming from other planets, other dimensions, and they are here. And, and also one thing, I'm going to end this video right here, but I've heard, some of these, some people that make these UFO videos talking about how they're like 50% sure whether aliens exist, or, they're 90%. I'm going to say 100%. Not only do I believe UFOs and aliens exist, I'm going to say with 100% confidence that they do exist. And it's based on all of the evidence out there. Yes, for sure, there are people who lie, but there are also a whole bunch of people who are telling the truth. And I'm going to ignore all the people who are obviously lying, and I'm going to concentrate on the people who are obviously telling the truth. Those are the only people that I really want to discuss. I'm not interested in talking about skeptics. I'm not interested in talking about pranksters or hoaxers, because they are definitely out there. But I think there is enough legitimate, credible evidence to state 100% that aliens and UFOs exist, that we are not alone in the universe, and most importantly, we are not alone on this planet. So anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I have more things like this. Take care.